So it is still May, Mental Health Awareness Month, and I wanted to touch on another thing that has been on my mind because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want to bring awareness to mental health. Also, my allergies are killing me. So I wanted to talk about today, which is the idea of suppressing emotions, basically, and the ways that things that I've done that have helped me unsuppress my emotions. So, oh, starters, disclaimer. I am not a professional. I do not take this advice with a grain of salt. Yeah, I'm only speaking from my experience. I am not a professional. Okay. Got that out of the way. Um so why do so I wanted to start off by saying, like, okay, yeah, I used to suppress my emotions a lot growing up, and I still do. And I thought that I was always doing other people a favor, of being like, oh, it wasn't even an intentional thing. It wasn't an intentional thing of being like, the thing is, I didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't know that I was like, oh man, I'm like really not okay. I wasn't even aware of the way I was feeling. My emotional intelligence was a lot lower back then. It was only in the past couple of years that I've really gotten to understand my emotions better. But yeah, I would always just be like, and the thing is, I've realized this, and I just thought about this, was like, when I used to be a lot more of a negative person. And that came from just like, I would just bottle up all these feelings and not express them. And I'd have all these different, like, both positive and negative emotions just like stuffed inside a bottle, and just like, just like, I would just, my, and I was just, it would just cause a lot of insecurity in me. I mean, there's other reasons why I was so insecure, but like, it would cause a lot of insecurity in me, and just cause me to just like, I would just have all these emotions just like stuffed down, and just be, I just like, man, I don't know what I'm feeling, but I would just always say like, oh, I'm fine, I'm doing fine, but really I wasn't. But I wasn't even aware of it. I wasn't even aware that I wasn't fine. And I found that when I started to unsuppress my emotions and I started to release those emotions, I started to feel, I started to become more of a positive person because my mental health started to improve. And I'm not saying positive and just being like happy all the time, just like toxic positivity. No, I'm just saying, like, I started to become more optimistic. Because I was releasing these emotions, and I was also improving my mental health, and I felt better about myself. Among other things, of course. There are other things involved, which I've touched on in other videos. But keeping your emotions bottled up, and it's still something I do, and it's still something I struggle with, is really not healthy. And I'm speaking from experience, obviously, but like, it's really not healthy. So, what are things that I've done that have helped improve not only my unsuppressing my emotions, but have just helped my mental health in general? The first thing is right here, which is journaling. Journaling is something I picked up back in 2021, I believe. 2020, I did it like a little bit. But 2021 was the year where I really just dove in to an almost unhealthy degree, because I was, again, touched on that in a previous video, where I just had a really unhealthy mindset towards journaling, and yeah, but that's another thing. But I don't do it as frequently anymore, but when I do, I find myself to feel a lot better afterwards. Maybe not completely better, but I find that when I just dump and I don't have like a specific technique, or I know there's some like bullet journal. I don't do that. I just write down whatever I'm thinking on here. And sometimes they're not so nice things, but I just write down whatever I'm thinking and I just put it onto paper. And that seems to help me. That does seem to like not calm me down, but unsuppress emotions. And yeah, because I love writing, so it's like journaling is a very helpful thing for me. Another thing, these are all just small things. It's different for everyone. I'm just speaking from my experience. Another thing for me is, and I know that this is hard for some people, but it's avoiding toxic people. Avoiding toxic people and avoiding drama. Avoiding drama in your life is something that maybe doesn't help because I find that when I do, because it's human nature to engage in drama, but I find that the reason why I engage in drama is because it's just a distraction, right? It's just trying to get that quick dopamine hit so I can feel better about my situation. That's why I gossip. I actively am trying not to gossip because I don't like it. I don't feel good about it. It makes me feel really guilty and bad afterwards. Even if I get that quick dopamine hit, I don't like it. But I do it because it's like I'm trying to avoid something. I'm trying to distract myself. It's human nature to want to gossip, to want to cause drama. It doesn't inherently make you a bad person. It's just human nature. So I think I try to avoid drama at all costs, and I try to avoid toxic people. And I know that's sometimes more difficult in some situations. And I guess touching on that is just I try to limit my time on social media. I try to limit which I still struggle with because it's an addiction. But I try to limit my time on social media and try to because I find social media just be filled with so much negativity and so much just toxicity, and I don't see any benefit to being on it. I know some people have it as a job, but I mean, I make YouTube videos, so I guess but I don't find any benefit of being on like Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and I don't find any benefit to it, so I try to avoid it at all costs. See, I didn't think this through, so yeah, but yeah, like and here's the thing is like I still don't have the answers. I still am trying. I still don't have the answers, but I just wanted to make this video because I hope it helps anybody as I make any video, because mental health is very important to me. Even if I ignore it sometimes, and I do, and I have been lately, even if I ignore it, it's still something that is deeply important to me and I value very much. And I hope again, I'm still trying to figure it out, as we all are, but I make these videos because in hopes that it makes other people feel less alone. Because I know what it feels like to feel alone and to feel like I have nobody to relate to. So I make these videos so that other people don't feel alone, because it feels nice to not know that you're alone, to know that you're not alone. And, you know, there is still a constant stigma surrounding mental health, and nobody talks about it openly. And even I still struggle with it. I still struggle with, like, talking about it, because that there is this internalized fear I have of, like, being judged, of being, like, I guess internalized not the right word, but fear of being judged, right? Fear of people misunderstanding you. And I think the most important thing is to really just get to understand yourself, you know, before you, like, it's the same phrase of, like, you can't love someone else until you love yourself. Different, but similar, where it's like, stop trying to make other people understand you. Try and just understand yourself first. And I found that that's really helped me on my journey of just, like, I can't make people like me. I can't make people try and understand me. And I tried to do that for many years, and it just drove me insane, because it was really just, I was seeking approval. I was just I wanted people to like me. So I just acted however they wanted me to act. That's a whole nother story. But I found that just, like, just sitting with my own thoughts, with no distractions, with no, like, you know, nothing else to grab my attention, and just sitting alone with my own thoughts. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable. And your brain's always going to want that dopamine hit. But just really just, like, being present. Doesn't even have to be meditating. Doesn't even have to be, like, doesn't even have to be that. Just because I found that, like, I never did that growing up. I never would, like, just, like, sit with my own thoughts, because it was uncomfortable, and it was, like, unheard of in my life growing up. So I would just, like, but once I started to, I was like, oh wow, yeah, wow, that's new. Yeah, and I find that just taking time for yourself to try and understand yourself better, to try and know yourself, is very important. It's helped me a lot along my way of my mental health journey, and just my self-discovery, of just a self-discovery journey. That's all it really is. Is just getting to know yourself and becoming more accepting of yourself. And yeah. So yeah, I hope that this video helped anyone. Again, you're not alone. You're not this hideous, disgusting monster. And you're human. And humans are flawed, but you're not this inherently, like, disgusting monster. And I just hope that anyone watching knows that you are good enough. You are enough. That is the quote that yeah. You're not this, like, you're not a monster. You're not disgusting. You're not anything. You are beautiful. You are enough. So yeah, but thank you for watching, and I hope you hope you're taking care. I hope you're looking after yourselves, looking after your mental health, because it's important. All right. Bye bye.